What's up, folks? I'm your host, Mike Pugh of the Virtual Intel channel, and you are not going to believe what I just did. Now, check this out. We are on this AI, more of a video AI software / tool, and it's online, known as Runway. Now, I did cover this tool once before, I believe, on my channel, but I have to come back to it because they have went in the direction of a seriously amazing direction when it comes to AI art and what you can generate from AI art. It's a ton of things that are going on with it online. It's the buzz right now, and well, Runway just upgraded their capabilities as an AI tool. So now they have AI magic tools that are no joke. So what you're seeing here is an image to image AI capability in order to generate imagery. So all you have to do is drag and drop an image here where you see this says drag and drop file, and or click it and upload your file. So you're not going to believe what I did. Now, I just randomly was playing around with MSPaint because I'm an MSPaint lover. Microsoft Paint, one of the oldest Microsoft, more of like photo image editing type of tools, or just a basic doodle type of tool if you want to draw maybe paint in a digital paint type of format or whatever. Now check this out. This is what I created and I doodled on MSPaint because I'm not that good with MSPaint in terms of drawing, and I just played around with my mouse, and something told me just try to create a random thing or whatever, and then I came up with like a car shape. I painted the background black or whatever, and then made the car shape in white, and I played around with some heart shapes from up here in the shape area. That is of no significance, but the really amazing thing is this initial image is what I decided to bring over to Runway, and look what it transformed it into. I put in a text prompt. Now that's the other part that you have to do. After you submit your image, you either drag and drop it or upload it. You have to provide a prompt, just like a great deal of the other AI art tools that are available, like Midjourney. They have Stable Diffusion, they have DALL-E 2, they have tons of different tools out there that could help you to do this stuff. But this one is online, kind of similar to the Google Collab versions of Stable Diffusion, but the difference is that I don't see a limit. You're not really limited at all, and there is no VRAM or GPU or anything that's like blocking you from creating. So I've been creating with it all night long. I got up around like maybe 2 in the morning and decided to start coming up with stuff and seeing what I could do. So I got tons of stuff that I created, and I like to play around with technology, like more like technological terms in terms of my prompts. So I was creating like more cyborgs and stuff like that. But whatever the case is, after I did this one here, it blew my mind as to what is possible with image to image through Runway, because I didn't even go in to play around with the advanced settings. You have advanced settings over here on the right of the screen. You can click it and it brings up options, and you can change the style. I didn't even do that yet. I didn't do anything major. All I put was fancy sports car, and I put love because I had the heart shape over here. Now look what it did with just the pixels from MSPaint. Just random splatter of paint on the screen, digital paint. That is amazing. So what you do at the tail end of it, say you don't have the advanced settings open yet, you can choose to create your screen resolution size for your image. So mine's is 1280 by 720, and then you hit generate, and that's it. You just hit the generate button and it's done. Now another beautiful thing about Runway is that it has an archive location on the web available for you, so you can actually store these on Runway, on your Runway account. So obviously you have to create a Runway account in order to use their AI, and in order to create projects and get started. So I didn't show y'all folks that part in terms of creating a project, but as you can see, these images here, these are representative of images that I already used, and they stored on my account for Runway. So I can always go back to them if I want to and use them as a reference for image to image. So I don't have to go and download it again and waste time having to go back into my file folders and figuring out where it's at and all that stuff. I don't have to do that. It's just up here in the cloud on their Runway cloud that they have available for archival storage of whatever imagery you have or videos, which is amazing. And then another thing you could do is you can add to your assets. So say I wanted to take this and add it, I can click add to my assets, and it will go to whatever assets I have on Runway that I already have either uploaded or I worked on. Then I can click download, this blue download button, and it will download this onto my computer. Look at that. So I can go and just submit it that way and just call it fancy sports car, something to that effect. And I'll do that. I'll just hit save. Now if I want to find it, it should be in that folder, whatever folder that I sent it to on my computer, and there it is. Other than that, I'm going to show y'all whatever else I can come up with. So let me just play around with MSPaint like I did here. And I'm going to go and I'm going to start over from scratch, and I'm going to just put new. So let me go with a more like, I don't know, a brush. Let me try calligraphy, different brushes that they have on MSPaint, and see if I can, I don't know, sketch something. Maybe make a bird. Have the little eye for the bird. And then this is the body of the bird. This is like the tail. And then just make like some wings. I don't know if that will satisfy the condition for wings, but hopefully it will. So what I'll do is, let's see, let me get the eraser. Let's just erase this part. And let me create some legs. So we'll go, oop, I used the wrong one. Sorry about that, folks. Use this. Go like that. For that, and then maybe something like this for the legs. I don't know. Alright, so maybe that's a bird. I'm not sure, but whatever, we'll go with it. Now let's give it a stylish like blue background and color the bird. Oh no, that's not good. It's coloring the whole thing. I don't know why. Maybe because it has breaks in the, hold on one second, let's go back to white. We will try to lock it up so it won't break through. So that's probably because it has some lines that are not solid and has little small breaks in between. Anywhere where it is not solid, it will try to go through in terms of the spill. Like if you're doing a paint fill or spill, whatever the case may be. Alright, so that's that. That should work out. So now what I'm going to do is try to color it by filling it. Boom. Make it a little reddish or whatever, and then go with a sky blue background. And maybe put some clouds in there. So let's just kind of like draw some clouds. I don't even know if that could pass as a cloud. Maybe those pass as clouds. I'm not sure. But I'm going to use this and see if this works. So let's go File, Save As, PNG. We're just going to call it bird. Just save it on my computer randomly. And we will submit that. So let's go bring in the bird and then call it humming bird flying among the clouds. We'll put beautiful. And let's see what it does. We're gonna hit generate. Whoa. Yo, that looks cool. Alright, so what it did, instead of creating clouds, it created 2 additional hummingbirds. Wow, that is interesting. I'm gonna keep this, download, and we'll just create a new folder. Oh, we got a folder for animals, and that one will be called hummingbirds. Save it, and let's see what we could do and see if we can change the style a little bit. So let's go to maybe concept art, medium, airbrush, mood, beautiful, and leave the prompt the same weight that it is at 7.5. We just want to see what it turns out to, because this looks pretty decent. We're gonna hit generate, and I'm telling you folks, this is some sensational stuff. I had no idea that it could do a lot of this. Wow, there it is. Now we got some clouds up there, and this really looks nice. It doesn't look too bad. It has a little concept art style look. It's a concept, obviously, so we can work with this and do something with it. Pretty interesting. We're gonna download that one as well. Call it Hummingbirds 1. And then we'll move on and keep generating. So this is the kind of thing that you can do. Now, one thing that's different from like Stable Diffusion, in terms of Stable Diffusion and Runway, besides the other stuff that I talked about, that may or may not be available on the other tools, where Runway has a lot of benefits. Pretty much, it doesn't have iterations. So you don't have too many options to choose for your settings. There's no iteration, so you're only iterating one time. So you're only getting one actual product or one piece of art, one digital art piece each time you hit the generate button. So keep that in mind. It's not gonna go too crazy. So let's go with fantasy and just hit generate, just to see what the difference is with the style, if it goes really extreme on a difference or not. Okay, that's very simple, but that's just one iteration. Let me try one more time and see what it does. So if I keep getting the same kind of look at that. That's pretty nice. Not too bad. Now this is going to be a perfect palette for me to create exactly what I want, because by using MSPaint, as you can see, it's taking on the same exact shape, right, of what I tried to create in MSPaint. That is really awesome, and it's pretty accurate in terms of what exactly I'm looking to design. So if I'm not that great of an artist, obviously, which I'm not on MSPaint, I can draw really good with a pencil, but not with my mouse digitally. But now I can really go hard and start creating something entirely unique. So for artists who want concepts to really be developed how they see fit, they can use MSPaint as an example and just kind of doodle something and then come over to Runway, and Runway can crunch it out without having too many complications. You don't have to download this on your computer. It doesn't take too much time to make all this stuff work for you. There's not too much on the screen. It's not so crazy. It's very simple and straightforward. Plus, you don't have to pay for it. That is so many pluses besides what you've experienced possibly with the other software that's out there and the other tools. So this is something that I'm starting to think about that I may want to use on a regular basis. Let's switch to acrylic and see what it does with acrylic in the same style. So I'm telling y'all folks, AI art is just really impressive. It is impressive what it can do today. Now what it did, it actually inverted it. So it turned it 180 degrees out. And basically it's the same shape but on the other side. So it's like taking the MSPaint bird and flipping it like a horizontal flip. So that's all it really did, which is pretty neat too. I like the fact that it did that because it doesn't have to have the same exact shape. Also, it probably just took the contours of this here as the tail instead of the head, because they both are kind of big. If you notice how I created the tail is kind of big compared to the head as well. So it can go by both ways basically. Now I did create a cloud, which is pretty dope, and then it looked like it's trying to create another hummingbird over here. So let's try to change the prompt weight just to see what that does. So we're going to go up to about 14.1 and hit generate. So I believe the prompt weight basically will give you a much more fine-tuned, detailed art piece, or it will go for something less detailed. Now this is really nice because these kind of pieces can work for t-shirts. And I have a t-shirt business that I started ever since I ran into this AI art tool, these AI art tools in general. But more, the one that I liked to use before this was Stable Diffusion. So whenever I found Stable Diffusion and I started learning how to use it, I generated a great deal of art pieces that I decided to use for my t-shirt business. And I tied it into my YouTube channel, which is pretty dope. So I'm gonna have a series on that, on how to create t-shirts, not just t-shirts, any other articles of clothing that are available through third-party software that offer it for you, and then it's like a network where you can actually sell online, which is pretty dope. So I'll make sure that I come up with a series on that for y'all folks who are interested in maybe trying to create articles of clothing for your viewers on YouTube or wherever you're online at, that you want to feature and you want to start earning something from it, from your creativity. So that's pretty awesome that you can do. Let's try to change this acrylic to let's see, what's fresco? I don't know what fresco is, but I'm gonna store this one. I'm gonna download it because I like that one. I may actually use it for a t-shirt because it could go with a really nice pattern, create a nice pattern type of style or whatever I want to use it for. So let's go and try this one, hit generate and see what it does. I'm just blown away by this capability. It's just amazing what you can do today online. Look at that, that's pretty nice. Very different style, got the clouds very pronounced now, and it is just awesome what you can do. I'm just saying, it's pretty crazy. Let's take the prompt and bring it all the way out just to see what that does. So we're gonna go to like 26.9. The prompt weight. I know when I try to bring up the steps on Stable Diffusion, if I go too far past a certain point, it starts to blur out the image. So let's see if this blurs out the image. Here we go. We shall see what it transforms it to, and it did not blur out the image. It did exactly what I wanted it to do, which happened previously, which is to come out with a really nice basic style Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, but the more basic and simple sometimes is what you could be going for something like a t-shirt. Now, in terms of the palette or canvas size, I may have to change that. So you can go and scroll in here, which is pretty dope. You don't have to type in there, which may work for me really well because sometimes I don't like typing. So I'm just going to go to like 920 pixels for the height and then hit generate again to see what I get. And that should change the size. Now, that didn't change the size much. I don't know why, but we would try to lower the width a little bit to maybe like 1,000 and see what that does. Little bit more than 1,000. See what that does there. Hopefully this works out really well. Now I'm gonna end this session like very soon. This looks nice. I like this one. Now you can right click and save image as well. You can do a lot of different things. You can open image in a new tab. Usually I do that, and that will basically give you the full size and dimension for it. So from there you can right click and save image as if you don't want to download it directly from the page. But downloading it from the page will work as well, obviously. So let's go. We're going to put this as 3 hummingbirds, 3, and then let's go and check it out. Not sure why this is not showing right on my computer. Hold on 1 second. We will. There we go. All right, show in folder, and let's see if the size is any different. Let's go in and open it in photos. Okay, so in photos, let's go to the other ones. No, it did not change the size. So the size is still the same. That's interesting. It's all good. If it doesn't change the size here, you can still work it out and make it a decent size in a different format if you chose. Depends on how you choose to create your stuff. Other than that, I am out of here. Joe Love and peace to all. Mike Pugh signing off. This was pretty awesome. I'm going to try to play around and create more unique looking things. See if it creates really nice characters. Like maybe come up with a unique character for a cartoon or anything like that. I'll see what I could do, and if I could start creating more unique stuff using MSPaint, I'll bring y'all folks to the screen so you can check it out. Maybe go live or do it as a pre-recorded video like this one. Other than that, Joe Love and peace to all. Mike Pugh signing off. Thanks for checking out this Runway video, and I'd like to thank the Runway team for offering this up for free, and for all the people online who chose to watch my video or videos. Feel free to subscribe, feel free to hit the thumbs up, and feel free to share these videos socially if you feel they're going to impact other people in a positive way, most definitely to learn something new. Peace.